Hello there! This is LEGO Dynasty, and today I'm bringing you guys my review of the LEGO Star Wars Executor Super Star Destroyer. It is set number 75356, comes with 630 pieces, is rated ages 18 and up. Now this set retails in the United States for $69.99 and in Canada for $89.99. Now without further ado, let's kick off this review starting with the box. Take a look at the box. You can see it has some very nice whitish orange glow coming from the back. Of course, it is an 18 plus set, meaning it is in the all black style with this light emanating from the background to make the set pop, which looks very nice. Overall, the set looks pretty good. You have the correct Imperial logo, which is great to see. Of course, the back does have some images specifically of the set, or of the actual ship in action. So here we have the ship in Lego form, but then you actually see the scene that they're sort of trying to emulate with this Star Destroyer in the background, which is just a great set of detail. Overall, very nice to see that. In this corner here, we have the dimensions of the set, with it being lengthwise 43 centimeters or 17 inches across, and then height-wise, it is 14 centimeters or 5.5 inches tall. So it's a pretty long set overall. Now, before we get into the actual set, figured I'd show off the manual. Of course, these manuals have now changed as well and are now fully rendered images, just like the playsets, rather than even copying what the box art was, which is what the 18 plus sets were doing compared to the playsets, but now they're all the same. So rendered images doesn't look the greatest. It's not like a make or break, doesn't affect the building process of the set, but still, definitely doesn't look as premium as it used to. Inside the manual, you have some images of the set, specifically from Return of the Jedi, the Super Star Destroyer being destroyed, and then also some images from when they actually designed the actual model for filming, which is pretty cool. It has some nice information about how they designed the set and whatnot included in here, which is very nice. There is also a Easter egg hidden in the set that you can't access after you build the set, which specifically is right here. As you can see on these two pages, pages 84 and 85 of the manual, you have these nice little studs meant to represent Darth Vader and the bounty hunters. Now, this is a nod to The Empire Strikes Back, but to me personally, this is more of a nod to the original, or not original, but the Ultimate Collector Series Executor Super Star Destroyer that came out, I believe, in 2013 or 2014, which had most, but not all, of the bounty hunters and Darth Vader included in that set. So I kind of view that as sort of being a nod to that, because of course we don't see any of these bounty hunters on this ship during Return of the Jedi, but it's still a fun little Easter egg. But you cannot re-access that after you have completed the set without, breaking the set, essentially. Which, now, before we get into the set as well, there's quite a few extra pieces, actually, for a set like this, to be honest with you. Nice little studs and whatnot, quite a few studs, in fact. Pretty much all of the studs for the bounty hunters get an extra stud. Well, overall, it is pretty darn good there. Now, going into the actual Lego model, and I gotta say, this is absolutely outstanding on Lego's end. Now, unfortunately, I missed out on getting the Nebula MB frigate, which the manual says is kind of inspires them why they made the set. So the Nebula MB frigate set was a set that they released online, but was originally supposed to be a Comic-Con exclusive, just like the Bespin duel set that had Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker in his Bespin outfit that was also released the year prior. And unfortunately, I missed out on both of those sets because I don't know how I missed out on them, but, well, I'm not surprised on Nebula MB frigate because in terms of the Bespin duel set, that set was actually available on Canada's website for a while, and I just never picked it up for some reason. I think I thought I'd see it in stores. I wasn't really fully aware of what was going on with that set, so it goes to show you where I was at that point of my Lego collecting, because that was when I was really just starting to ramp up my Lego collecting again. And then the Nebula MB frigate, on the other hand, if you don't know, was very much the victim of a lot of bots buying up all the stock. So certain people got, a lot of scalpers got a lot of them. So now they're kind of expensive to get. But because they sold out so quickly, it inspired Lego to continue this sort of Midi-Scale line, which was a line of sets that they did way back in, I think, 2010. They did a Midi-Scale Star Destroyer and a Midi-Scale Millennium Falcon, which basically means it didn't have any minifigures, but it was sort of a smaller model, just meant to be sort of between a playset and like, I guess, a polybag, but you know, still a good sized model for people that just didn't really care for minifigures but still wanted some from Star Wars on display. Now, those original Midi-Scale models did not sell that well, but I have a feeling it's going to work out a lot better for them, especially since this is such a great model with so much detail. And I really hope LEGO continues to release a set like this every couple of years. Of course, it does seem like LEGO is moving away from the helmet lineup, and it seems like perhaps these Midi-Scale ships might replace it. We'll have to see if that is the case. But now, rambled on a bit there, so let's actually get into the set. Now, first off, gotta say, I'm really impressed with what they managed to do in terms of the angling of the ship. Like, I think it absolutely looks outstanding overall. It really does capture how it would look in person. And it really captures how it would look in person. I feel like it looks really, really cool. Obviously, you know, way scaled down version, but just some nice detail there. Using a lot of nice parts to represent the greebling and, you know, the different sections of the ship. There's actually some nice translucent pieces here meant to represent the lights that were all emanating from the ship. As this is supposed to be an absolutely massive vessel that had tons of lights, a massive crew and whatnot, so it's just really cool what LEGO managed to do here. Of course, you have the regular Star Destroyers on display here, just on these nice little sort of translucent parts here, just to show what it would be in scale. Now, of course, we do have the very nice stand, which I will pop off. Luckily, this is one of the sets that you can sort of pop off the set without really breaking it, of course, so takes off those parts, but that is fine there. And we'll just display the Executor along like that. Now right here, you can see the stand. You have the nice printed Executor plaque. Also includes the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi printed plaque here as well. Now the way you can display it is there's these two sort of exhaust port pieces or vent pieces, and you can take it off and place it on like that. Now, the fact that there are two really makes me think that there could have been a minifigure, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Basically, you could sort of customize it however you see fit. I've gone to having this sort of vent piece like that, just so I don't lose the vent piece, and then you can have it displayed. Obviously, isn't perfect, sort of goes off to the side, but that's just how I've personally chosen to display it. You can also flip it around the other ways as you see fit, like put it like this because it would fit, and then you don't have to worry about it falling off to the side if you want to keep this sort of vent piece and whatnot. But yeah, having two vent pieces here really makes me think they could have had you know, this plaque here, and then perhaps a minifigure from Return of the Jedi represented on here, presumably an Imperial officer. But still, it's a pretty basic stand using some studs not on top techniques. You can see some of the part usage there. And overall, it's a pretty nice little build. Nothing too crazy or exciting, but still, it's a good stand. Now going to the actual Executor again, you can really see some of the nice details it absolutely is using. Overall, just very nice. Taking a look at the engines on the back here, we'll actually take off one of these Star Destroyers, or both of them actually, because they are easy to reapply, but you can really see how it looks. Of course, showing what it looks like on the bottom. You see some of the part usage. Overall, works quite well with what they went with. I think it looks very clean, and at the end of the day, you're not going to expect much detail on the bottom, but overall, I still think it looks pretty good. Now, again, showing from the back, you can see looking really nice with those orange engine pieces to represent, of course, the thrusters of the ship. You have the command station at the top here, which is looking nice, and just in general, just really, really cool looking. Now, what's nice is there's also some little blue sort of studs or square pieces, 1x1 little stud pieces meant to represent what I assume to be hangar bays, as it would have multiple hangar bays across to release TIE fighters or, you know, command shuttles, etc. So represented quite a few different times. Of course, on the actual ship there would probably be even more of these, but overall I think LEGO did a great job of representing that just with how they did it. Now again, just quickly showing off the little Star Destroyers. Glad they gave you 2 of them. Of course, they're just being held onto these little translucent pieces, which work quite well for what they're meant to be used for. And you can sort of play around with how you're displaying it as you see fit. So depending on where you want to place it, so you want the Star Destroyer there, and then Star Destroyer there near the front, it works. And of course, you can play around with the stand, how you want to place it back on. So if you wanted to display it like that, with the stand looking like that, if you have enough space, facing sideways, which also, of course, looks very good. Now, like I said, I really think the only thing holding this set back, and it's really just going to come down to personal preference, because it seems like a lot of 18+ sets, other than any 18+, you know, UCS sets, don't really include minifigures, but I do feel like this one could have included a minifigure, especially with how they designed the stand. They wanted it uniform, but the fact of the matter is, they originally intended for you to display it with this 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi. So I feel like you could have had a little figure, I don't know, Admiral Piet, just a regular Imperial officer, perhaps with some extra detail, dual molded legs, arm printing, etc. Just make a really cool figure, and could have included it in that set. Now, with that being said, I still think this is an absolutely outstanding model. I think this is definitely something that LEGO should continue to do, especially with some of their ships that they haven't been able to do in a playscale function. I'm thinking of these ships from the Trade Federation, from the Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones, etc., that they haven't been able to create as a full LEGO set. I'd love to see them do a Midi-Scale version of that. I'd love to see another version of like some of the Rebel Alliance fleet ships that we haven't seen done yet in LEGO sets, or really just other sets that LEGO just hasn't been able to master. Frankly, I think they should re-release the Nebulon B frigate, because it was actually a limited release. Only I think 5,000 of them were created. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it was 10,000. But either way, it was not a full production set like this one likely will be. And I think LEGO should definitely redo it and just make some minor changes to it to still preserve the originality of the first one, but have the next one still be a cool one. But let me know your guys' thoughts on the Executor Superstar Destroyer. Do you guys think this Midi-Scale lineup is here to stay like I do? Let me know down in the comments below. Please leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed, and have a great day, everyone.